So AOC comes out with some more crazy nonsense saying that this November is all about survival, and that even if you don't agree with Biden, you need to vote for him. You need to fight for something more just, as if Biden wasn't responsible for much of the injustice today due to his insane crime bill, his neocon take on crime, and his terrible support for a horrible foreign policy. She's also saying that you should let this moment radicalize you, which is not the best message to be sending out by her, especially considering that we know how unhinged the individuals are that support her. And also, with Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing away, tensions are going to be at an all-time high now. And also, not for nothing, Ricin was recently intercepted by the police to President Trump. And if you don't think that type of behavior will be directed at citizens and individuals, you would be wrong, as it already has been directed at citizens and individuals. There is enough radicalization on the side of AOC, as they are the ones tormenting people and businesses and torching buildings. So now AOC saying this is about survival, trying to whip up that frenzied and chaotic behavior from her base, who she knows has that within them. That is a scary thought. And she's also worried about the future of our democracy. Well, democracy is mob rule. It's overrated anyway, but I'm certainly worried about our prosperity and the health of those around me, but simply saying essentially the same thing we've all heard our entire lives won't help. And that, of course, is that even if you don't agree with candidate A, you need to vote for them because candidate B is so much worse. Say what you will about Trump, and there is a lot to say, but Biden is certainly no saint. He's certainly no better. Very, very far from it. When he was VP, did he ever voice his disagreement with the Obama drone strike program that killed an unbelievable number of innocent people around the world? Did he ever criticize the Affordable Care Act that caused premiums and deductibles to skyrocket for millions of people? No, and in fact he recently said we need to go further with it, and that at that CNN town hall he spoke at. Do we really think Biden is the guy to bring about justice or criminal reform when, as I mentioned before, he was the guy who brought about laws that are responsible for over-policing, way over-the-top sentencing, and the throwing of huge numbers of people into cages over next to nothing? And heck, didn't AOC during the Democratic convention, wasn't she one of the few people that pledged her support to Bernie Sanders? A move that I can say I at least had a little respect for. She didn't toe the party line at that time and get into bed with the rest of her corrupt party. That wasn't too long ago, so it's sad to see how quickly she pivoted and is now saying you must endorse one of the most established candidates the DNC could have picked. And this is just a joke. And again, she keeps saying, let this moment radicalize you. I don't think those who subscribe to your political side need any more radicalization. What they need is to sit down, sober up, and read a bit more, think a bit more, and understand that they're motivated off of emotion and hysteria, not off any sort of logic and reasoning. AOC derives her power from childish adults, and when she speaks like this, it shows. I don't doubt she's able to whip people up into a frenzy, because she has hordes of adult children who cling to her every word. They oppose fascism but hungrily wait to vote for the next politician that will greatly increase the power and scope of government so they can be taken care of. This road has been traveled down many times and it never ends well. And I also like how she says plainly that voting for Joe Biden is not about whether you agree with him. How much more obvious do you need to make it that this entire show is empty and hollow? She keeps saying that this is to save democracy also, and then in the next breath she's essentially saying, don't vote on principle, vote for someone you disagree with, vote for someone you may even detest, but make sure you vote against Trump. Okay, great. Tell me more about how sacrosanct democracy is then. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't tell me in one breath that democracy is the best thing ever, and then in the very next breath tell me, hey, you need to make sure you vote for this guy that you might hate. It makes no sense to me, and it also sounds like a vapid sham to me as well. But that's all for right now. Like and subscribe, and take it easy.